Alright, today's video is the part 2 of the great garage sale tool finds. As you can see there, just by those price tags, I got some great deals and I'll take you through those. But, oh wait, there's more. A couple of boxes of goodies there, as well as some more goodies down here. So, let me take you through it and let's jump into this video. Alright, first item we'll take a look at here is this beautiful Milwaukee Drill. How many of you could walk away from this for $3? I doubt very many of you. I just, for $3 had to have it. This is the whole shooter, made in the USA. This was made up until about 2000, and then everything at that point was made overseas. And they kind of look more like a space gun in this day, in the the newer ones. This has still got that classic design, even though it has got some plastic to it and a little bit of metal to it here. It's got the original Jacobs key chuck on it. The only thing that's a little disappointing is the chuck is kind of rusted up, I guess from all the sweat on the hands and whatnot being used, but it looks like it's got not a ton of use on it. To get this out, there's actually a little bit of like an Allen key in there. I could pull that chuck out, clean it up, and this is just a beauty. If you had this back in the day as a carpenter, this was a professional grade, high quality, awesome drill that you wanted to have if you were a carpenter or in the trade. All right, so I plugged it in. What was beautiful about this is it was a nice variable speed. It had a reverse on it. And that was a pretty big deal for that time period. And then right after that, I'd say about 2000 is when you started getting those NiCad batteries and DeWalt, and these kind of started to lose their popularity. But this is a great drill and just had to have it for $3. Next item up, some Malco. They call these the Andy MC14. You can still buy these today, I don't know, $35, $40. And these are in pretty darn good shape. The blades on them look good. It looks like maybe right there might need a little bit of a hit with a file, a little nick there, but these should work great. These are great for light tin, aluminum, and $1. I mean, come on, did I not score or what? Another pipe vise. I keep calling them pipe wrench. If you remember my last video, I got the aluminum rigid. I love this one. This is the E14, but what I love about this is the offset on it. And they wanted $5 for this. And with the prices being so great on everything else, I paid them the $5. Obviously, this is worth probably $20, $25, $30, even in this condition. Although this will just clean up great. It's just got a little bit of pipe dope and a little bit of dirt in there. Nothing more than that. A little bit of WD-40, and this will be right back in service. And I just love when it's, that offset wrench. Pipe wrenches, dime a dozen. Offset ones are a little bit less common and just look great. This here I thought was going to be useful. It was $1. Brand new chainsaw blade, and I have a pole saw, but I just realized this is a 6-inch. I mean, if that's really 6-inch, I'll have to pull it out and see. That's a really small blade. Mine's probably, I don't know, 10 or 12 if I had to guess. So we'll see if that comes in handy. But for $1, worth the risk. Now, how about this beauty? So this to me looks like military. It says over here US, if you could see that, just slightly says US. The blade on this from here to here is about 18, and then from here's another, I think it goes to 24 inches, so it's 2 feet long. And this is a machete. And this looks like it's vintage US military type stuff. Looks like it has a Bakelite handle on it. On the blade here, you can see Ontario Knife Company, and then it has the US on it. I just really like the way the handle feels on it. It's tight. The only thing I noticed, it does have a little bit of a nick right there on the handle, but it's super sharp. Look at the edge on that. My goodness. I mean, it looks like it had like a paint or some sort of heavy coating on it so it wouldn't rust. And I looked at the price real quick on these. It looks like they actually you could probably still get these made. They still make them new. Probably not made in the U.S. Looks like for vintage ones like this that might go back even as far as World War II, they don't demand a high price, maybe $30, $45 or something like that. with shipping. Who knows? Maybe there's rarities to them. People that know these, there's a little bit more, value in certain ones and whatnot. But for $2, what a cool piece of history, huh? I got to be careful. I don't cut my hand with that thing. It's so sharp. All right, let's jump into some more stuff. If you know anything about any of those items, well, mainly this one. I think we all kind of know a lot about those other items. So let's see what else we got. All right, so this next box I won't spend too much time on because it's got, it doesn't have tools in it, but it's got some interesting stuff. So $5, and when I looked in it, I just had to have it. I mean, come on. It's got all these great fishing reels in it and some tackle, and I even use these type of cases for screws and whatnot. I got 2 of them in there, those little plain old boxes. I saw this in there, my eyes lit up. This looks like my pen reels that I have. I have some bigger ones that I do saltwater fishing with. But look at the brand on this. It's actually Ryobi. Who knew? I thought they only made saws sold at like Home Depot, inexpensive chop saws and whatnot, and a couple of other reels in here. And then I saw this one and I thought it was kind of neat. Look at the ornate design on this one. So I looked it up and I said, all right, it's really not. I thought maybe it was a collector's item because it's got all this on it. J.C. Higgins. I looked it up and, nothing exciting. They were reasonable prices. Then I went to, I always look at what's sold, not necessarily what people are listing things for, right? Because what's sold is what you can really get for stuff. And I saw one that sold more than all the rest. And I looked and it said this one was rare and it sold more because it had all these different fishes. I think it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fishes made it a rare model. And I said, I think mine had that. And I went back and looked, and son of a gun, mine does. So this was quite a score here. So yeah, what could have been, $20 reel is now all of a sudden 60 plus. And this one just seems in really great shape. You can see it's patent pending. Wasn't even the patent applied for, and it's just in beautiful condition. That'll clean right up. There's some grease on there or something that'll clean off. So got some other reels in there, and I'm all set for my $5 and my other little goodies that came along with it. All right, back to the tools. All right, next box, $3, right? So what the heck's in that? Pretty nice little box there. Rigid, got a good clasp on it. And when you open it up, it's just full of little treats. A lot of little plumbing stuff in here. And I'm not going to bore you to death with this stuff in here. But anytime, all this solder is just going for a ton of money. $20, $25 lead-free solder. And I got tons of it in here. Let's see. These little stinkers are worth some money. This is one of those pipe cutters. But look at this. You just pop it open. Flip it on, and I want to say I just seen this recently in Home Depot, and they're getting $20 for one of these. I never had one of these auto cut type ones. Just some little pieces there, faucets, and looks like a lot of flux in here, and some sandpaper or emery cloth, and some brushes. So a lot of plumbing stuff in here. This type of things come in handy outside. $3. Absolutely couldn't beat that. I don't know if it's my favorite item, but it's definitely some cool stuff in here. $20 I paid for this tub, and you'll see as we go through it, it's got a bunch of vices in it. So let's pull those out, and I didn't even quibble on the price for that for $20. Like I said, I was getting a great deal, and the stuff that's in here is definitely worth $20. All right, so just pulled out a bunch of vices that were in there. There's 3 of them to be exact, and the first one I was excited about, I think I got a little bit of a hiccup with. So this is a rigid pipe vise. It says, I don't know, BY2A on it, and what I noticed is it's missing something. So normally, if my other small pipe vise has a V that kind of matches up with this, that goes, well, I'm not showing you correctly here. As a V that kind of goes on here, that goes onto the pipe, so it clamps down. So this one might be incomplete. I have a feeling it is, but either way, still got $20 for everything. Can't beat it. Here, look at this. Stanley number 700. Can't beat this. This was in there. It looks like I'm going to probably need to make another piece of wood for this side. Just a corner vise goes on to the corner, and these have become quite collectible. Not super valuable, but $20, $30, $40, depending on the condition on them. And you can just never have enough vices like that, especially ones that just clamp on. And then here is one that's just a more traditional one that would mount under the bench and go this, and you just kind of go in and out with it. And this one actually is not American made. It's made in Taiwan, I believe. So the other item in there, two other items. Jorgensen, 1623, 3-inch, part of a clamp, I guess, but doesn't seem to be working. So it's missing some other pieces would be my guess, but these type of parts could always come in handy when working on projects, maybe a vise restoration where it's missing something and you got the pieces. And then this little grease gun I thought was kind of neat. How cool is that? It does not have a make on it though. Could not get a year, a date, or a model, I should say, not so much a date. So my guess is probably like an older Harbor Freight type one, but thought that was a nice little small, compact, handy dandy grease gun. All right, we are not done yet. I forgot to share with you the biggest score of the day. I thought I was done. I looked down and this was still on the floor. Some Romex, 250 foot, $12. Now, I had no idea what this was going for. I know it's expensive. I figured it was $50, $60, and it's always great to have some Romex around. But this is like $150, $160. So that actually was the hugest score of the day, and just be great to have on hand at those prices. So now we can wrap this video up. All right, so there's everything for the second part of this video. Can't beat these deals. Hopefully you enjoyed kind of seeing what I got and the deals I got. If you like this type of content, like and subscribe, as I got some more tool finds right around the corner as I've been hitting some good sales. So like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.